Captain Sal Bando was the leader of the Swingin' A's in the early 70s when Oakland won 5 straight American League West titles and 3 consecutive World Series.
Bando's blast bounces off the fence.
The 4-time All-Star manned third base and finished in the top 4 in most valuable player voting 3 times. His durability put him atop the American League leaderboard in games played 4 times. And although he never led the league in any other major category, his wins above replacement from 1969 to 73 was the best in baseball.
Bando can run. Bando scores.
Bando became just the 2nd American League third baseman behind Brooks Robinson to reach the 200 home run mark. In his 16-season career, Bando was a .254 hitter with 242 home runs, 1,039 RBI in 2,019 games played. Eric Chavez was a mainstay in the 3rd era of great Oakland teams that won 4 American League West titles and made 5 playoff appearances from 2000 to 2006.
Chavez drives it, and it is gone.
Drafted by Oakland in 1996 as the 10th overall pick, Chavez would go on to win 6 straight Gold Gloves at third base from 2001 to 2006. A Silver Slugger Award in 2002. He hit 20 or more home runs in 7 straight seasons and drove in 100 runs 4 times. A fan favorite, Chavez excelled in the second half of seasons and retired as the best player in Oakland history never named to an All-Star team.
Chavez is still the best.
Across his 17-year career, Chavez was a .268 hitter with 260 home runs and 902 RBI. Ray Fosse blazed a unique trail to A's immortality.
Ray Fosse's solo home run makes the score 2-0 Oakland.
It all began with back-to-back World Series championships in 1973 and 74, and famously concluded with 36 more years as an Oakland broadcaster.
Huge wow. Whole bunch of wows.
Before his time in front of a microphone, Fosse had a successful playing career as a big league catcher spanning a dozen years and several different teams. He caught 2 no-hitters. He was a 2-time MLB All-Star and a 2-time Gold Glove winner. The longtime A's broadcaster moved into the radio booth in 1986, became a mainstay there, and then joined the television broadcast for many years before his passing following the 2021 season. Keith Littman grew up in Missouri in the 1960s, attending Kansas City A's games, and would end up spending more than 50 years with the team after they moved to Oakland. He played for 9 seasons in the minors from 1971 to 79, managed for 8 from 1980 to 87, and then served for more than 25 seasons as the director of player development. In his roles, he tutored many of the players that would go on to win 11 American League West titles and make 15 playoff appearances from 1988 to 2020.
What a series win.
In 2019, Littman was recognized with the Tony Gwynn Award, Baseball America's Lifetime Achievement Award bestowed to the game's most influential figures. He's currently in his 52nd season with the club and his 3rd as special advisor to player development after transitioning to this new role in 2020. The A's reached the World Series 3 straight times from 1972 to 1974, and winning those titles required clutch performances. Joe Rudy delivered.
Going.
This incredible catch at the wall
Caught by Rudy.
in 1972 was one of the defining moments of the Swingin' A's three-peat, and one of the greatest catches in World Series history.
That's the play of the series.
He would go on to hit .333 with 4 RBI in both 1973 against the Mets and 74 against the Dodgers.
Joe Rudy whistled a single past Marshall, scoring Bando and Jackson.
Rudy won 3 consecutive Gold Gloves from 1974 to 76, was a 3-time All-Star, and finished 2nd in American League MVP balloting in 1972 and 74.
And there it goes.
Across a 16-season career, Rudy was a .264 hitter with 179 home runs, 810 RBI, 1,547 games played. The one constant in the A's first 54 years in Oakland is Steve Usinich. From the very first batter in Oakland history, Bert Campaneris, to more recent acquisitions, Steve has known every single one of them.
He's the best.
Usinich grew up within 2 miles of the Coliseum and got his start with the organization as a ball boy in the team's first season in Oakland in 1968. He would move to the visiting clubhouse in 1974 and then return to the home clubhouse as the equipment manager in 1994, a position he held for more than 25 years before retiring last season. Usinich is the longest tenured employee in Oakland franchise history.